Happy Halloween!
Good morning. We're actually wearing our wedding outfits from Peru. Jason and I came out of the bathroom this morning and he had his sweater on, and so being the one heart that we are, we decided to dress like it. Hi, Yvette. Good morning. Good morning, Jason Michael Powers.
Good morning, Jason Michael Powers.
Good morning, Michael Fox.
Good morning, Michael Fox. Wow, wow. Nahe he hele he mua pua hoi koke oi liki a o
Love you.
Good
Mama
morning.
Laura.
Good morning. What
Good morning,
a
Kelly.
week. What a day. What a time to be alive.
Yeah. That's the understatement.
We're going to give everyone some time to gather for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And gather. In this one circle, one heart. One global family. It's a good morning. We are rising in love. And as we rise in love, the image again I always think of as a hot air balloon. We rise as we let go of the sandbags, cut them loose, and we ascend.
It's funny, probably about a month ago we were driving to the center one Sunday morning. And I think we had like one of those nights where you feel pushed to your limits, another breaking through of the wall. And we're driving down the 118, and all of a sudden, right in front of us is this beautiful rainbow hot air balloon. And what a reminder that was of, yeah, let go. Throw the sandbags out, get rid of what doesn't fit.
Good morning, Aaron.
Morning, Aaron.
We thank you for saying yes, be here. This is going to be a great call today. There's a lot on our hearts. There's a lot on our collective hearts that we've been tuning into since our last week. You know, we tuned in last week to the mother out at a beautiful spot in nature that we found by this creek, and just really dug deep into the heart of mother. And you can see what goes on in 1 week. These next 2 weeks are very important. These next 2 months upon us are the most important 2 months, I think, in human history. If I can go be as bold as that. It's going to be a very special Christmas. But we were singing the other day, it's like this Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas time. It truly is the most wonderful time of the year. And at the same time, it's the most uncertain time of the year.
Most difficult time of year for a lot of people.
And so, once again, we just thank you for saying yes to joining us. Our intention here is to create a prayer field. A field of, yes, you can join too. It's behind us. Behind a bougainvillea. It's the bougainvillea. Mwah.
I have a song to start out with, actually, that came.
Okay.
Is that cool?
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Anytime Heather asked to sing, I just...
When peace, like a river, tendeth my way, when sorrows my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul. And love hastes the day when my face shall be sight. The clouds be rolled back as a scroll. For the trump shall resound, and this love shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well, all is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul.
Take a nice, deep, healing breath right there. Thank you, hon.
Mm-hmm.
The trump shall resound. What was that lyric?
The trump shall resound, and this love shall descend.
Huh.
Even so, it used, the actual lyric is, and the Lord shall descend. But, there are these old hymns that keep kind of coming back into the field as we recognize the true meaning of them. And the Lord is that love that is the center of our very nature. It's who we are. This love that is not only descending, but that is emerging at the same time as we allow it to.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, I just tuned into that with that because we are in this place where, in an uncertain place, and there is this trump that is calling out.
Literally.
Right? That is bringing us to a place of like, oh my God. Yeah. And oh my God, we're calling, we're praying more than I think ever as a collective because, at some level we feel powerless, and so we're going, those of us that know the power of prayer are going to the power that lies within us. And it's awesome. It is awesome. It is awesome.
Let's read this invocation, and then will you play your flute?
Mm-hmm.
You lull us. We love this little book. It's the I Am affirmations and adorations, and we always pick it up. It's almost like oracle cards sometimes, where we open up and whatever needs to come out, whatever needs to be affirmed or spoken into the field, this book is, it's powerful. This is the love star. It's the call. And it says, "O love star, we call thee, thou jewel from the sun, O heart of creation, thou glorious one. Come now in splendor, flash forth thy great flame, burst all bonds asunder, speak forth the great name. Declare now thy victory and set this earth free. Reveal thy dominion, thyself let all see. From thy blazing altar, light's greeting first came, the voice of God's presence, Almighty I am and you are."
Oh, lost the page. Once again, we're reading some decrees, and these are powerful. So we're calling upon there is a power greater than the small you. But what's important is to know that you are that power in your greater I am, that higher self of you. And so you want to let go of the false self and tap into the true self. And when you tap into that power, you have infinite power to eradicate and transmute and transform all conditions around you and within you. We talk about the flame, the eternal flame, the great violet flame. And so this is an invocation to the flame. I am the eternal flame of life, a white fire being from the heart of God. In breathing the great love breath of the Almighty, I dwell within my golden ray from the great central sun. Crowned with the diamond rays of attainment, I abide upon my sacred lotus throne of light, letting my love flow out into all creation. I am a sun in the palace of infinite light. My world, the altar of infinite space. My radiance, the peace of the great solar quiet. I am the undying flame of life everywhere, the great eternal joy and glory and perfection of existence. I am, I am, I am. 3 times 3, I am. I am Elohim, 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 Elohim. 7 times 7, I am Elohim. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth. If you're able to tune in, that's going to supercharge. And that's from an incredible book that you can buy, I think, anywhere. It's called I Am Adorations and Affirmations.
The Saint Germain
from
Press.
the Saint Germain Press. I'm going to offer a little love. In the native flute, Native American flute is one of my favorite instruments, and my brother Michael Fox, thank you. Thank you for this gift. This is an F sharp, and I play whenever I can and offer my voice to Creator, to the creation, to our one family, especially those in Standing Rock, and to these days. You've heard of the prophecy of the Rainbow Warrior prophecy. We are here. We are rising as one. This is the time. It's exciting when you are in that one heart connected to this one stream. And so this is for our one Rainbow Warrior heart. Oh. We feel you all. We feel what's going on. We were tuning in last week, and I mentioned it on my last video. I might have did. Some of you may have tuned in, but if you haven't, there was something that came through in my last personal video, Rising in Love, and I read something from the book Everyday Grace. That as you look at the news, as you see what's going on, some of you may be feeling a little like, wow. And We watch the protesters on the front line in the Dakotas. And it's at such a breaking point that we truly have to step into that place of prayer in non-violence, knowing, that we are not powerless, that we are powerful beyond measure, and that power doesn't reside in us
Pushing.
Yeah. It comes to this place of just going deep within into that knowing that there is one infinite power, one infinite source that we are infinitely connected to, that we can access, and it will transform and transmute everything around us. And we witnessed it, seeing it, that there was this prayer circle and the line just fully went over them and went to the aggressors.
I pictured it like water going around a rock,
Mm-hmm.
a solid rock where the water can flow. And I think coming together in prayer is probably the biggest demonstration of faith in action that we can engage in, because if we truly believe that it's the insides that really move the outsides, we're then guided, and we don't have to engage in resistance. We can stand up knowing with solutions that go beyond what our minds can conceive of. And so that's what we need right now. It's wonderful to come together and speak out and stand for the truth that we know we are here to stand for. But there's a very fine line that sometimes we tip over into that place where we find ourselves resisting what it is that is coming up against us, and we become part of the problem and not the solution.
And I think this touches on something really deep. I know for us, we've been seeing around us, when you feel powerless, you feel like a victim. And we want to be on guard against being a victim. We will not be a victim, we say inside. We will scream to the world, to the powers that we think are in front of us, and go, you will not do this against me. You will not do this against us. You will not do this against Mother Earth. You will not do this against this country. You will not do this against the children. You will not. And then it can become a sticky wicket, because we can become, we fall into the shadow of victimization. And if we're in that consciousness of victimization, there's always going to be a perpetrator. It's just the world of duality. If you're going to play victim for anything, the term narcissistic, that was the big word of the week. And we were seeing this play out. And the narcissistic, sorry, that was a little slip. Narcissistic tyrant, a dictator.
And she exists in every single one of us. And as this kind of came out this week, I know for me personally, I think we both got to examine. I saw the narcissist in me and felt a deeper level of sorrow for the time in my own past where I was unconscious and I was so self-absorbed in my own pain and was incredibly narcissistic and destroyed so much. And it brought a deeper level of my own awareness, but self-forgiveness. And there's some conversations that I need to have in going back and just asking for forgiveness, standing and knowing I was blind, but now I see.
Prodigal son and daughter come to their senses. We wake up. Just real quickly, I saw something that was really beautiful. Like, what happens? How does a narcissist? Because the opposite side of narcissism is I heard a video about the one that doesn't feel that, when you feel separate from your significant, of your worth, of who you are, you go down, you fall from grace, and you go either two ways. You go to that place of patheticness, that you're just a loser, I'm worth nothing, I am nobody, I am my mistakes, I am a sinner among sinners, and woe is me.
Oh, what a wretch.
I am Meteor, no bother. Nobody loves me.
You really went down.
I don't reside there. Sometimes I can, but... Or you go from that place to the narcissism, that I am so great, I am greater than thou. Look at me in my nakedness.
Bringing on my false humility.
My emperor with no clothes.
And we do it perfectly together. We're always on the opposite end of that spectrum, and it feels like the more we come into balance, the less triggered we are.
This is raw and real.
Yeah.
A little mix. But
warts and all.
there is, I mean, there's so much on our hearts, you guys, and we're just, allowing Spirit to guide this conversation. We just want to unpack our hearts a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Meet me where the sunlight ends. And meet me where the truth never bends. Bring all that you're scared to defend. Lay it down when you walk through my door.
Lay it down.
Throw it out all over the floor. Your sorrow, your beauty, your war. I want it all. I want it all. Bring your secrets. Bring your scars. Bring your glory, all you are. Bring your daylight. Bring your dark. Share your silence. Share your silence. And unpack your heart. Show me something the rest never see, and all that you hope to receive. Your deepest regret dies with me on the days when you stumble and fall, the days when you grind to a crawl, the treasure that hides behind your walls. I want it all. I want it all. Bring your secrets. Bring your scars. Bring your glory. All you are. Bring your daylight. Bring your dark, and we'll share the silence. We'll share the silence. Oh, we'll share the silence and unpack our hearts. Oh, unpack your heart. It's safe to unpack your heart.
We were in a Kohl's when we first heard that. Separate places I was trying on some clothes, and that's an original song by Philip Phillips. We met back in the middle of the store going, oh my God, did you hear that song? Having a spiritual experience.
Man, sometimes it's hard to unpack our hearts. We were talking with a bunch of friends yesterday how in relationship, one is usually better at raw vulnerability than the other, and we draw it out of each other. And sometimes one is just, no sugarcoat, kind of like just say it like it is, and the other is there's some fortress there. And I know that this love, this relationship, Jason has pulled out of me things that I don't think I ever would have thought would come out, but I hoped and I prayed that I would have something that drew out that raw that real, that naked, that vulnerable, that place where only the other, the mirror.
Our prayer is that you have somebody in your life that you can unpack your heart like that. That you don't have to pretend and wear the masks, the archetypal masks that we wear, of the warrior, of the guardian, of the victim, of the perpetrator, of the martyr.
Of the needy woman.
You know, we like to put on the garments of Jesus and Mary sometimes.
Yes.
But we are them in the heart. They live in
And
our
our
hearts.
truest nature, yeah. It's been
But
some
so do
layers
you,
getting there.
and you, and they reside within you, and all the archetypes reside with you. But we're coming to this place where we can let go of the archetypes and embrace the mighty I Am presence that each of us really, really are, because we are that.
Where it all collapses.
Something I'd like to read, I think we have time, but something that's really come into our journey is an amazing book called The Gene Keys. And you may have heard it, and some of you may have not. And it's pretty deep, deep, deep work. But what we've realized and come to this place of the 55th gene key, there's a shadow aspect of each of these keys, right? And I'm not going to go into explain but Richard Rudd, R-U-D-D, check it out, the gene keys, not like jeans like Jordache jeans.
Well, it could be.
Gene like Gene Wilder, pure imagination. Gene keys. But it talks about at one point the trilogy, the third eon, the fifth race, and the Kali Yuga, and it goes on, and some deep work. But I feel guided to read this. The ending of the trilogy and the return to Eden. Humanity and our whole planetary consciousness now stands at its greatest threshold to date, the final phase of the trilogy, and the eventual resolution of the riddle of the eons. This is such a rare event in the unfolding of consciousness that it brings about vast shifts at every level of life. What is coming seems so fantastic that our minds cannot stretch far enough to encompass such a reality. As our fairy tales tell us, the third time is the charm and always brings redemption. Indeed, all our great myths, films, romances, and dramas culminate with some form of synthesis. Without this synthesis of our hearts feel incomplete. It is always at the very end, when we have all but given up hope of redemption, that liberation comes. Are some of you there? You're at that place of like, I don't even know. I don't see how this all comes together. In my life, in the collective, you're at the brink of something amazing. It comes in a great tidal rush, playing out as a trinary pattern of testing and release that is so familiar to us that we ever find ourselves yearning for that happy ending. We yearn for it so deeply because it is stamped within our genetic structure of all life forms in our galaxy. And because it is in our DNA, our final destiny must and will be to witness the rebirth of Eden and live peacefully in the garden forever and forever after. Talks about the repressive and reactive patterns of the 55th shadow, and this is what I'll read these two, the repressive nature and the reactive nature. The 55th shadow of victimization has two main forms of expression. The repressive nature manifests as complaining. Complaining is an unconscious mindset in which one makes oneself the central victim within one's own drama. Every time one complains, outwardly or internally, one effectively disempowers oneself. The repressive nature tends to complain inwardly, taking a pessimistic view of life, whereas the reactive nature tends towards finding a specific external target to blame. The narcissist. I'm a victim of the narcissist. When one gets caught in the frequency of complaining, one is caught in the net of the drama of life, the Maya. The energy of the complaint itself serves to strengthen the illusion that life is so very hard. Apart from reinforcing itself in this way, complaining also causes sustained general wear on our physical organism. Freedom occurs when we see, through our deepest unconscious patterns, to the heart of this energetic. The reactive nature, the other common form taken by the 55th shadow, is to blame. The reactive nature externalizes its complaints by specifically blaming something or someone else. When we blame another, we fire an arrow that removes self-responsibility for our situation. In this sense, we invest aspects of ourselves within other beings, giving away our true power and presence. All blame is an expression of anger projected outwardly, but in a sense, it is not pure. Pure anger is a release of the primal energy of fear that may be triggered by an external source, yet does not target that source. The moment one blames another, one is again the victim of one's own drama. It is impossible to blame another for one's fate and simultaneously realize that one is simply an actor in a play. The very act of seeing through the seriousness of life releases the energy of blame. From the reactive side, true freedom occurs when the arrows of blame are caught in mid-flight before they reach the target. Pull a Neo, man. You fire that arrow, just whack, grab it. No, that's me. I'm firing an arrow at me. Because there is no other. There is no other. There is no other. There is no other.
There is no other.
There is no other. There
Although
is no
sometimes
other.
It looks like it.
There's only us. There's only you. There's only me. There's only we. And we're coming back to one. And some deep, deep ancient wounds are coming up to be healed, everybody. They're coming up beautifully, uncomfortably, kind of scary, kind of like, oh, put the armor back on. Protect, guard. And what we need to know is the truth, that we can transmute everything with love. Forgiveness. We invoke the law of love. We invoke the law of forgiveness. And that's what we here are to create that field of. All right? Just saying hello to a few people here. Nadine, I don't know if you're still with us. She's in China. We say, ni hao, ni hao.
Tashitale. Aroma. Ava.
And so if you're still with us, thank you for hanging with us. We're definitely going to...
Going a little long.
Yeah. We talked about it last week. Maybe we'll just go 15
shorter.
minutes.
Yeah.
But this whole time has been a prayer. It is a prayer. So I think we're good. This is a giant prayer field. So what we know just right here, wherever you are, if you're experiencing some conditions of fear, of anxiety, of worry, we just invite you to place those fears at the altar of our divine parents.
Yes.
And just know that you are watched, you are hovered, you are covered, you are seen. All that you require is known. And just get into a space of receptivity in your heart, into a place of deep, deep trust.
As with every week, please feel free to send those requests, because we do look at them and we will know the truth with you. All of our conversation is a prayer, like Jason said, and it's interesting how our dream life, our meditation life is merging with our physical manifestation. And the more that we are conscious that every word we speak, every conversation we have is just that. It is a moving meditation. It is a prayer. Amen, yeah.
Who let the dog out?
I don't know.
Who let the dog out?
I don't know.
But we're going to wrap this up with a couple of very special things that are coming up. As some of you may know, we are so grateful to serve alongside the One Global Family Foundation.
Laura.
Our dear sister, Laura Eva Tessamali.
Ava Tessamali. Yeah.
Ava.
The first thing that we wanted to share is that today at midnight is the last time to donate for the Free Wheelchair Mission. If you go to freewheelchairmission.org, you can, I think it's, if you invest, is it $80 for one wheelchair, they double the impact. And that ends tonight. And so if you feel guided to do that, these are for people literally all over the globe. There are huge containers of wheelchairs that get sent to people that are crawling on the ground, and this gives them a completely different perspective on life. I got thinking about that one day, of just imagine people that have never been mobile themselves. This gives them the ability to move about freely on their own, and it's a really dynamic way of expressing our love to them. So please, the freewheelchairmission.org, And when you do go, if you do donate, please email your receipt to us. And we are a part of the One Global Family Foundation, and we're keeping track of all of the donations that go in for that. So we appreciate you joining us there.
Yeah. And just help somebody rise in love. That's the best way. Your God in action. Your form of money is powerful and can serve somebody today. So today is the last day. By midnight, just go to go to Free Wheelchair Mission.
freewheelchairmission.org. But then the other thing.
The other thing, which we're excited about, these next 30 days are very important in humanity. And so we are gathering together in the prayer field every day, starting tomorrow, 11/1, All Saints Day, and going to the end of the month till the 30th. And these next 2 weeks especially are very, very important. So we're going to be having a global prayer happening. We're going to have luminaries and various beings of all kinds going to be joining us. And so that's going to be starting tomorrow at 10 o'clock PST. AM, Pacific Standard Time.
Okay, I thought you were saying PM.
10 o'clock AM. And we'll be there. We might be singing a little bit, and but we're going to be talking about this, so pay attention, tune in. And that is going to be, and I'll give you the number here so you can tune it, write it down, get a pen, get a paper.
And we'll post it as well in this stream.
Yeah. But you're going to go to area code 515-739-1020. Once again, 515-739-1020. And the access code that's going to get you into there is 410393. And everywhere, this is going to be for Standing Rock, but we each have our own Standing Rock right where we are. And so we are calling the family to come together in a prayer field, all right? And if you want more information, if you feel like you're a luminary and you want to lend your voice to that, you can email us at
oneloveandgratitude22@gmail.com
or info at oneglobalfamilyfoundation.org. Info at oneglobalfamilyfoundation.org. One long, lovely word.
Like Jason said, this will be indigenous and interfaith leaders from literally all over the globe that will come together each day, and there will be an activist and an interfaith leader that share this call in leading us all together. And the vision that Laura had is, Standing Rock has gotten a lot of attention, but there are so many other things going on, like the Santa Onofre power plant. There's so many things all over the world, the rainforest, that don't get nearly the publicity, brain fart, that Standing Rock has, but we have the opportunity to bring light to all of these things because they are equally important to Mother Earth.
Yeah. And so our call to action is that it's not enough to just stand by and just watch. It's not enough to go and bury your head and not see what's going on.
And meditate it away.
We can't meditate this away. We can pray. We can create a prayer field, which is what we're doing. But then Great Spirit, is going to inspire us to do that inspired action. Not from fear, not from resistance, but from extension of love. And that's important. We're not resisting the powers. We are asserting love because we are that love in action through our talent, through our time, through our treasure. And pray, what can I do? What can I do today? And maybe you don't have the funds. Maybe you don't have the place to go to lend your hands to the homeless or to the children on the street or to whatever. But and I keep saying this is what Spirit has given me, the best thing that you can do right where you are is to forgive. Forgive yourself, forgive the ones around you, because that lifts us up, that loosens us up, that lightens us up collectively. And as you forgive, you just become more light, and you allow more light in, you allow more love in. So,
and our vision expands. When we're feeling lighter, we get our eyes off of ourselves. And I think a lot of the blessing that we have experienced lately is being able to serve and get out of our little sphere here and really connect with things that make a difference for people everywhere. And it just comes back and we feel good. The joy.
So a lot on our hearts. This has been a little long today. Thank you for hanging with us and being with us. And go be love in action and rise and rise and rise. All right? I love you.
Send us your prayer requests.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Love you.